Hey everyone, so for today's Tech Tuesday, I wanted to do a little bit of a longer video and show you a couple of examples that I was thinking of in terms of trying to pick up potential buyer clients, especially as the market might be shifting a little bit and actually having a lot of buyer clients might be a little bit more viable now. Uh, and so starting off, as always, we'll begin with Total Farm. And so for those that aren't familiar, Fidelity Total Farm is a really good resource where you can have as many farms as you'd like and you can filter all of these farms by different demographics that I'll go into. And so let's start with an example of maybe I'm farming the South Shores area, right? And I do think this strategy overall is effective if you're going to be doing this consistently to the same area. So whether that's door knocking or print campaigns. And so, like I said, Fidelity Total Farm gives you the ability to filter this farm down by certain homeowner demographics. So the entire South Shores farm that I created has 1,322 records, as seen in the bottom here. But what I can do, for example, is select out of state. And now it'll give me the 21 homeowners that have a home that they own in South Shores, but they themselves live out of state. So if I look at the actual site address, these will all be in the South Shores area. But if I scroll to the right, I see that this person lives in Texas, Ohio, West Virginia, Texas, Oklahoma as well. And similar, it's absentee. So absentee is somewhat similar in that the owner doesn't live in the property, but the owner could just live down the street, for example, or they could live out of state. So it's a little bit broader than out of state, but similarly, these people don't actually live in the property that they own in the South Shores area. So this person, for example, lives in Torrance, Tarzana, Gardena. This person just lives somewhere else in San Pedro, but there would be out of state owners in here as well. And so another thing that this actually gives you insight on is which properties in the South Shores area aren't occupied by the actual owner, which means that it could be a renter living there. So for example, there could be 193 people that are renting in the South Shores neighborhood in San Pedro, or if I click out of state, 21 people, which might also be renting, right? So there's probably going to be some people, maybe it's just a second home, but a good portion of these might be rental properties for these people. And I do think this is a good source of potential buyers as well. These are people that might just not know about the buying process, and then you can be that agent for them that helps educate them on the actual buying process. And so what I wanted to do is show you a couple of resources for how you could reach out to these people effectively and consistently. And so starting off, we'll work with Fidelity Agent 1. So if you don't know how this one works, there's a full playlist tutorial in the description with videos broken down of how it works. And if you want help setting this up, always just feel free to reach out to me via text or email. And so one of the calculators that I think would be really great in this scenario is the rent versus buy calculator. So if I go to calculators here and then rent versus buy, and what this will do is we'll walk you through a scenario that you can basically put these numbers in. So you can put in maybe the current rent, so maybe the market rent in the South Shores area, and maybe what houses are going for in the South Shores neighborhood, right? Because maybe they really want to live in that neighborhood and they've been saving up. And so what I can do maybe is go to something like Zillow and look at what rents are in South Shore. So I see one example, so obviously not ideal, but I'm just going to use it for this case, of $3,000 a month in rent. And then I'll just look at some active listings. It looks like things are on the market for around 1.1 to 1.2 million. So I'm just going to do it for this example case. I'll say $1.1 million. So what I can do is go back to Fidelity Agent 1 and I can put those numbers in. So I can say, let's assume people are paying on average $3,300 in rent. And I'll say that house price in the South Shores neighborhood, because maybe renters want to just live in the neighborhood they've been renting in for a while. And I can change the down payment percentage if I wanted. And I can also enter in different assumptions. So I can change the gross household income. I can also maybe change the appreciation of rents down here, and I can hit compute. And now it'll give me a cost breakdown of the benefits of buying versus renting over an extended period of time. So I can scroll this to 10 years and it shows the difference in buying costs versus renting costs. So renting, you basically just have rent and the appreciation of rental costs. With buying, you have appreciation, which means gain in equity. You have mortgage interest deductions, which give you tax benefit. You also have the gain in equity and also that fixed payment over time for most of these mortgages. But what's really great about Fidelity Agent 1 is all these calculators can be made into a template that you can use. So this share button at the top right of the screen, I can press that and select send full report. And now it'll give me a template design having that in a breakdown for me. And it's going to have my information down here at the bottom left of the screen. And I can also hit templates, and have different templates with some of the same information. So I can click this one that has the same information, but just a little bit of a different format. And this is in a PDF format, and I can easily just share this. I can print this and print out, in this example case, maybe I want to door knock with this, right? So I can print out some of these, and then I can go around and I can go to the 21 properties, I believe it was, 21 properties here and door knock and ask somewhat leading questions of, hello, I'm Grant Loon, I'm a local realtor. Do you happen to be the homeowner? Are you renting here? And they might say, I'm a renter. And then you can have that conversation of, okay, have you thought about the buying process? Do you really know about the benefits of home buying? And you can have that conversation, and then now you can give them this and leave that with them, right? And now they can take that away and have that information. And also what's really great too is if you do take advantage of the premium version of Fidelity Agent 1, it actually comes with something called lead gen calculators. So let's say that maybe you're not really comfortable with door knocking, but you just still want to leave something at the door that's of value to them, with a chance of them maybe reaching out to you and texting you really easily. So in the premium version of Fidelity Agent 1, like I said, you have content like this. So you have infographics as well. So you have this infographic that says rent has never been more expensive, talks about the rise in rental costs. And same thing, this is a PDF, so you can print this out. But just to show you how much you can layer on once you get familiar with these resources, and don't feel like you have to know exactly how this works. I can show you in person for sure, but just wanted to show you how much you can eventually layer on. So this PDF here says rent has never been more expensive. Great information for a renter to know, especially if they're interested in the buying process. So I can download this to my computer, which is a PDF. And also another thing I could do is maybe I want to link something else on this PDF that might capture some of their information if they're interested. And so Fidelity Agent 1 actually has something called lead gen calculators. And so how these work is I can choose one of these calculators, and they actually have a rent versus buy lead gen calculator here with different design options as well. So something like this. And how this could work is you could share it on social media and someone could click it. And if they click this picture basically on the back end, they'll be taken to that. Oh, I think the app just quit on me. Sorry, let me just get it back up really quick. They'll be taken to that same exact calculator that I was showing you, that rent versus buy calculator. And they can do it for themselves. And on the back end, what's great about this resource is when they go through the calculator, they actually have an option to leave an email address in their name, right? So they can put this information here, put in their rent, and when they hit go, it'll pop up and say, I'm interested. Can you give me more information? And so what I can actually do is copy the link to this calculator, right? Because that's essentially what it is. So I can copy the link to this calculator here. And what I can do maybe is try to find a way to place it on this PDF here, right? Maybe I want to leave this PDF on people's doorsteps and then have a way for them to go to that lead gen calculator that I just showed you. And so a really easy way of doing that would be to put that lead gen calculator into a QR code. And so what I can do is download this PDF to my computer. So I can go to share, for example, and then download that PDF to my computer. I'll go more and then hit save, right? And save it as a PDF to my computer. Then I can throw it in something like Canva, which allows you to edit a lot of these documents. So now I can take it from kind of the basic version like this that I can get from the app. And then I can basically copy that link from that lead gen calculator and put it into something like a QR code generator online, which is free. Just go to qrcodegenerator.com up at the top tab here. Make sure you have URL selected since that's a website link. And I just paste the link that I got from Fidelity Agent 1 here, right? So I started here at the lead gen calculator. I went to see all. I chose the calculator that I wanted. And then when I was in that calculator, I just hit this share button here, right? And then I copied the link to this calculator. And now I have this QR code that I can download to my computer, and it'll download as an image file. And then I can upload it into Canva, right? And then now I can make it look like something like this. So it's that same information, rent has never been more expensive. But now it went from the basic version, which might just have my logo, to now it has a QR code down here that says, scan this QR code to find out how much you could save by buying your home. And how that might work, for example, let me pull up a camera on my phone to show you. So this is, you're looking at my phone now. So let's say someone saw this and they're like, okay, interesting. I want to scan this QR code, and they could place it over that QR code. Now it's going to take them to that calculator, and let me blow my phone up a little bit so you can see it. So I'll do it over again. So they could place their phone over the QR code. It could take them to that calculator. Maybe they say, we just want to buy maybe like a condo in Mirrorless Canyon Estates for $450,000 in down payment. Yeah, we have enough maybe for 10% down on that, or maybe even a little bit more. Maybe we can save up for 20% down. And maybe right now, like I said, we're paying $3,300 a month in rent. Let's hit go. And now it shows them the difference. And obviously, in this case, if they're buying a house on the more affordable side, they can actually get a little bit more benefit that way. And they can actually play around with this calculator and slide it around and see over 10 years, what's the difference between the two. And so you could drop, like I said, going to Total Farm, you can get 100 in potentially, like if you're just kind of working through it, 193 potential people you can leave this on their door or door knock with it. And then when they scan that QR code, they see something like this, right? And they can go, want to learn more about the benefits of buying. They can hit yes. They can put in their name. They can put in their email address. And now you have their contact information and can reach out to them that way. So simple solution, just takes getting familiar with these resources and how they work. But if you ever want to meet and get this information for yourself and find out how you can do this for yourself, always feel free to contact me at 310-480-1085, and I'd be happy to help you.